Cosmos.com and Metal Mark here with Christopher Amott. How are you, sir?
What's up, man?
You have this beautiful axe ahead of you. Look at this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about this glorious thing.
No, it's just a guitar that Jackson gave to me. I'm endorsed by them. It's a soloist. I wish I specified the color and the pickups and all that. So yeah, I'm super happy with it. It's my main guitar.
Yeah? What is your favorite thing about this guitar?
It's just like an extension of my body. It's just got a great neck, you know. I've always played like super strats, you know, the Floyd Rose and the 24 frets. It's just the best super strat I've ever played.
Wow. You say you played on the album, so obviously it's awesome because Captivity and Devourment's awesome.
Thank you.
The album is out now, finally. I remember like before I read interviews that you were more excited about this album than a new album in a very long time. Why was that?
Well, I just felt I had like a new fire, a new urge to play metal, just a lot more excitement about it. You know, I took a break. I did 2 solo albums, which were more like soft rock, singer-songwriter, clean vocal-oriented music. So I just wanted to start a band where I'm like focusing more on like technical riffing and soloing, and have someone do growling. And yeah, so I think it turned out really good. I'm really happy with the songwriting.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, you've always been a great songwriter, but especially with this album, the songwriting is completely beautiful. Like, how long does it take you to write a song?
Well, you know, it's different. Some songs just, you finish them in a day, they just come out. And some of them take a bit longer, so it's just different from each song to song. Some of them are like, you just puzzle together different parts and try it out. And some songs you have for months, and you change them, you know, after working on them for many months. So it's just different from song to song, you know? Yeah.
The one thing I love about this album is the energy. You can feel it. Like, it's very fresh. It's very energetic. It's very, but still, there's still a lot of like rawness to it. It's still a metal album, as most people would say. Is that something you were geared for? Or
yeah, I did go in. I had some ideas when I went in, like the song Equalizer and the first track, Captivity and Devourment. I just wanted to make a song with like many parts, which is kind of it's a special way of songwriting that you can do in metal. You can just like stack riffs on top of each other, you know. Just as long as it's catchy, you can just have new parts coming in, you know. As long as it's good riffs. So just was going for that approach, just to keep the energy going.
Yeah, you've always been genius, pretty much, at bringing in catchy riffs into it, which is, especially in metal, like, it can come off either rather cheesy or just bad.
Yeah, it's a fine line. Yeah. I don't know. I just try and write what I like. You know, if I'm into it, if like I like writing it, recording it, playing it live, then it's going to translate to someone. You know. Yeah. Just about pleasing yourself, getting really excited about your own music. That's all you got to think about. You know, just follow whatever you want to do. You know, don't think about what anybody else thinks.
Yeah.
I mean, in the future, I want to get even more extreme. You know, I just really want to just like what I like. You know, because that energy that's what, you know, makes it translates to the listener. You know. Yeah.
Well, obviously, with the new members in the band, has that helped you become more extreme?
I didn't do the album on my own. I mean, Sarah, the bass player, she wrote almost all the lyrics. I had some ideas. I had the album title and a few lyrics. The song rendition, I wrote the first verse, you know, and I kind of gave her like ideas like, why don't we write this song about this, you know? But she's a great lyricist, and she did the main part of the lyrics, and I did the core of the songs, most of the music, and she would come up with riffs, arrangement ideas. So it's very much me and her working together in my home studio. And also our other guitar player, Joey, he brought a few riffs to the table and some arrangement ideas. So a bit more of a group effort, you know, not a total solo thing.
Yeah. Well, obviously,
I'm not going to take all the credit.
Yeah. Well, you did the 2 solo albums, which are obviously more melodic. When was it that it clicked that you wanted to return and become back to like the more extreme type of?
I don't want to like quit doing any other music. I just want to do metal also, you know. I have other projects. I write songs for other people, you know, and I do sessions, and I'm working on an instructional DVD, and I teach, you know, so I do a lot of music related things. But I mean, playing in a metal band live, you know, it's just a great feeling, like writing a riff for a song in your bedroom. And then a year later, you're playing on stage, and like hundreds of, even thousands of people just singing along, you know. Yeah. That's just amazing, you know. You can't beat that. So, and just the energy of metal is just very positive. In a way, it's like anger, but it's like an empowering release of anger. And I never want to stop doing that, you know. Yeah. And there's a lot of love. Like, even if it's an aggressive vibe, there's a lot of like love in the room when you play a metal show. Everybody's like appreciating it. So
yeah, well, you've received a ton of love on this album. All the reviews so far, everything has been extremely positive. Does that matter to you at this point, or at the same time?
Of course it does. I mean, you have to. Of course, I like good reviews. I'm not gonna lie, you know. So, but I mean, I don't take it too much to heart, you know, because there's going to be bad reviews or people slagging you off, you know, like especially with just comment sections. Like I never read the blabbermouth or YouTube comments because it's just people just anonymous, you know, people are just like these like angry young men who are just like, they're obviously in a band themselves. Like nobody in a band that's successful would ever take the time to comment on somebody else's shit. So it's just like these ridiculous people commenting. So I never read those comment sections, you know, and I'm a better person for it.
I agree. Well, for the
but they're only positive for me though, so it doesn't matter.
Exactly, because you don't suck. Well, how long are you planning on touring on this record? Like for most of this year, if possible?
As much as we can. We're setting it up. We're talking to a few booking agents, and we're trying to set up as many shows as possible. So everything's very much up in the air. So we're working on it right now.
Well, you also mentioned the instructional DVD. Mm-hmm. When can we expect that, or is that like still like?
I mean, I'm going to be shooting it in April or March. I think it's kind of down to me when I finish the preparation. So I'm going down to Florida to do it. Sorry, my nose has got a bit of a cold.
It's a little cold outside.
Yeah, a company called Guitar Messenger.
Okay.
They did an instructional DVD for a guy named Pan Nilsson, Scar Symmetry. So I saw that and I was like, wow, that's really clean and professional. You know, it's not like cheesy. It's not like some shred video. You know, it's like more about music theory and how he approaches music. So I was like, I want to do that. You know, because I've never done one, and I feel like it's cool to put out like content that's like. That you really worked on, because these days there's so many YouTube guitar players just putting out videos of themselves shredding like in front of their webcam, and it's just there's so much of that, and I could do that too, you know, but I just feel like it's more quality, you know. I think it'd be more interesting for people to make something that's very well prepared with like lights and sound and what you're going to say, you know. So it's going to be about like how I approach playing leads and my technique and vibrato and just some ideas I have generally about music, you know. So. And some Arch Enemy, of course, some Arch Enemy solos, some whatever famous solos, you know, like I don't know how famous they are, but
it's pretty famous
in some circles, I guess. So just a bit of Arch Enemy, Armageddon, and some solo stuff.
Very cool.
And I don't know when it's going to be coming out.
No,
it's up to when the guy finishes editing, I guess.
Yeah, well, you mentioned Arch Enemy. They obviously had a hell of a career with them. Obviously, with all your side projects as well. There's one thing that you've learned that's like helped you. Still to this day, what's one of the main lessons that you've learned?
Just don't give up. Just keep going. That's all you can do.
Yeah.
If you don't want to do it, don't do it. But I still like playing music, you know, and I'm just going to keep playing music and just don't, like, you can't stop, you know. Just going to keep going. Like, even if it's dark and you feel like you want to give up, you know, it's like you go through a tunnel and it gets dark. You don't stop. The train has to keep moving, you know, to get out of the tunnel.
Yeah.
So you just keep riding, keep trying, you know. I mean, I've had so many lineup changes for this band. We couldn't find a drummer. We tried 4 different drummers, you know, and just been so many problems, you know, but you just gotta, it makes you stronger, you know, so just keep going. But I mean, not to the point of stupidity. You gotta also give up some fights, you know, you gotta be able to step back and think like, okay, that didn't work, I'm gonna try something new. Like, if a band doesn't work, you know, you can't just beat a dead horse, you know, just like regroup, get a different band name, write with other people, you know, so that's my advice, you know.
Yeah,
just
well,
don't, be flexible, but don't give up.
It seems like what you're doing like now, because you seem more energized than you have been in a long time.
Well, yeah, I'm enjoying. This is more of a creative outlet for me. I mean, Arch Enemy is such a heavy touring band. You know, there's not much time to do other things. So yeah, I'm happy with the way it's set up now.
Very cool. Well, I'm happy as hell.
All right,
While you played the whole interview. Thank you very much. Captivity and Devourment is out right now. Thank you very much, sir.
All right.